Okay, good evening. Being that it's 6 o'clock, we're going to call the City of Coos Bay City Council meeting to order. Just to let you know, we have Mayor Benetti, Councillor Matthews, and Councillor Stevens online, and Councillor Cribbins is joining us as we speak, so we have the whole gang this evening. So with that said, the first item on the agenda is the flag salute, so I will ask everyone to please rise. Great, thank you. The next item on the agenda this evening is public comments. I will read a statement that we read prior to public comments, as I believe that we have one. The public comment period is intended for the public to share ideas and concerns. It is not intended for an interactive discussion with council. There may be opportunities for public comments during specific agenda items that require a public hearing. Members of the public are required to confine their remarks to questions or issues under discussion during this time. During any designated comment period, individuals shall not engage in personal attacks, shall not impugn the motives of any speaker, and shall at all times while in session conduct themselves in an appropriate manner. No person shall make personal, impertinent, slanderous, or unauthorized remarks or become boisterous while addressing council. And with that said, Mr. Vaughn, would you like to join us up at the podium for your public comments?
Thank you. Mike Vaughn, 598 North 4th Court, artist, sculptor, and former city council member. So my subject matter tonight is a windmill that has been acquired by the city from Morgan Vet Clinic. I neglected to remove it from the property of my old nursery, and so it went with the buyer. Apparently the city has purchased it, and I believe it was headed for the new parking lot on Front Street. And when I asked during the construction about the windmill's installation, I was told by Public Works that it was no longer in the contract. So I went down the city lot and found it laying in the weeds and took some pictures of it, and inquired here a couple weeks ago about its whereabouts, and was told by city manager that it was no longer at the shop. And so I went down, and sure enough, it's no longer there. My question is, where is it? The city owns the permanent collection at the Art Museum. There's a process of acquisition. There's an acquisition committee. There's for deaccession, or taking things out of the city's collection, there's a deaccession process. And so I'm curious as to where it might be, whether it's in a junkyard. I went down to Shingle House. There's no trace of it there. They don't recall seeing it come through. The Shingle House is the contract. Has the annual contract for any scrap that the city has that needs to be taken away. So if that were its process, it would have gone through there, but there's no trace of it. Neither ferrous or non-ferrous. There's copper, stainless steel, and cast iron, and brass. So my question is, I would like to know where it might be. I've gone through City Council and Parks Commissions to relocate this here in town at about a dozen different places, and that was not successful. ODOT tentatively approved of it in a couple of locations. And the city council, they said it's fine with us if city council approves of it. So city council did not. So it did not meet criteria for locating anywhere. I'm wondering where it is.
Sure.
Okay.
Thank you, Mike. Appreciate it.
Is there any process where I might discover where that is?
Well, once we conclude comments, I will request Nicole to give us an update. So I don't think there are any more comments. If you want to go ahead and sit down, Mike, we'll continue the meeting, and then I will ask Nicole that question. And Nicole, why don't you go ahead and give us an update?
Thank you.
Yeah.
So I think I've had several conversations with Mr. Vaughn, and it's my understanding he was here before talking to me recently and made that request of staff that there be an investigation of sorts started. That wasn't a directive given by either council or myself, so I stopped that given the many other things that are on their plates. My understanding is that the windmill was down at City Shops, and it has since been removed, and it would have been as scrap metal taken to a scrap metal, and we do use Shingle House. I'm not sure if that's the only place we use, but I do know that we use the Shingle House.
Okay.
It was offered early on if Mr. Vaughn wanted that sculpture back, that would be interested in returning it back to the artist. It is, his piece of work. So it's unfortunate that we're at where we're at, but that is our understanding of where what the disposal of that was. And there are other items within the city that we just have not that level of inventorying that happens with the permanent collection at the art museum.
So it sounds like the offer was made to Mr. Vaughn to retrieve the art piece, and that did not happen. Is that correct?
That's correct.
Okay.
I did know.
I think what I would say in regards to that, Mike, is that I do know as part of the Front Street Master Plan, we had made a decision as a council that we didn't feel as if the windmill fit with the history of that area. And so I know you had mentioned in your comments that Front Street was considered for, the windmill was considered for Front Street, and we chose not to do that. So I imagine it was at that point that the city reached out to you to as a out of goodwill, because you are the artist, we offered that to you, and it sounds like it was not taken. And as a result of that, because we did not hear back from you, we then just destroyed the piece. Is that correct?
Yeah, and I think at the time when we talked about it, there was concern maybe about transport, all of those, but there wasn't maybe an interest to the degree, and maybe it was just a misunderstanding of who owned and had rights to, but.
In the spirit of maybe improving a process, I respect Mr. Vaughn's comment about public art is important to every community, and Mike in particular has done a great job of showcasing his art to the benefit of this community. So if we do consider maybe decommissioning art pieces in the future, I like the recommendation of the process of maybe mimicking that of the museum to make sure that we've done all of I know we did our due diligence, but just an extra step so in these instances this might not happen again.
Yeah, that's fair. We
Okay.
can certainly work with not being historians in the arts and understand that process. We can certainly work with the art museum on how
Awesome.
they do that.
Great.
Yeah.
Mike, I'm sure it's not the answer you want, but it sounds like there will be a process going forward, and I believe that is the best we can do today.
Could I make a comment?
I will do that out of respect as your previous city councilor, yes.
Thank you. I believe the comment about offering it back to me was in context of going to the Parks Commission and offering them places to site this windmill. And they decided that none of those places were within their territory or jurisdiction. In fact, it was the boardwalk, and I think it was, but their recommendation was to return it to the owner, which I am not, which I was not, because Morgan Vet Clinic owned it, and they were paid the money by the city to sell it. So I was not in that loop. Okay.
Again, Mike, I'm sorry that we're here today, and I know this is probably pretty personal for you, but I assure you that we will put a process in place going forward so that when art pieces are decommissioned or are considered to go to another place, we have a process for it.
So did I hear that it has been destroyed?
It has been destroyed.
Okay.
Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you. Being that there are no more public comments, the next item on the agenda is the approval of the Hispanic Heritage Month proclamation. Nicole, I believe we have someone who's going to read that for us. You want to give us a little background?
Yes, you can come up. Jean is a member of our library department and assists us in many of the departments in regards to helping those folks who maybe speak Spanish as their primary language when we're interacting with them at the city. He's participated in several opportunities to do that. So in regards to giving a little bit of background, each year Americans observe National Hispanic Heritage Month in the period of September 15th through October 15th to celebrate the histories and cultures, the contributions of American citizens whose ancestors came from Spain, Mexico, the Caribbean, and Central and South America. We have been honoring this over the last several years, and we're happy that Jean can be here to read the proclamation.
Yeah.
Thank you, Jean.
Ready?
Please.
All right. Whereas each year the United States observes National Hispanic Heritage Month by celebrating the culture, heritage, and countless contributions of those whose ancestors were indigenous to North American, including Mexico, as well as those who came from Central America, South America, Spain, and the Caribbean. And whereas this year's theme, Collective Heritage, Honoring the Past, Inspiring the Future, encourages all to connect with our Hispanic heritage and focus on themes of prosperity, power, and progress, recognizing the significant strides of Hispanics in the economic, political, and social growth of the U.S., and whereas we recognize and honor many ways the Hispanics have enriched the fabric of our society, and we rededicate ourselves to address the lack of equal access to opportunity that many still face. And whereas Hispanic Heritage Month is an incredible opportunity to speak with one voice, acknowledge the crucial role that Hispanics play in shaping the future of our country and the community, Hispanics need to be seen, heard, and valued, and more likely engage with individuals or organizations that actively invest in and celebrate their contributions to America, which are driving prosperity, power, progress, and...
Now, therefore, I, Lucinda DeNovo, City Councilor of Coos Bay, do hereby declare that September 15th through October 15th, 2025, to be known as Hispanic Heritage Month, and encourage all residents to celebrate the unique and vibrant Hispanic history and recommit ourselves to a shared future of healthy, peaceful, safe, and sustainable communities for all. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
With that said, Councilor, I will take a motion.
I move we approve the proclamation declaring September 15th through October 15th, 2025 as Hispanic Heritage Month.
Second.
Okay, I have a motion and a second to approve September 15th through October 15th, 2025 as Hispanic Heritage Month. All in favor say aye.
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 Opposed? Okay, motion carries. Forgive me, Gary, I jumped the gun. I am of Hispanic descent, so I was very excited for this proclamation. So thank you for waiting, and I think I will let Nicole make a formal introduction before you come up to the podium.
We are actually going to be starting a new process by which we engage a little bit more with the school district and vice versa. And I met recently with this new superintendent, and we talked about this opportunity. He was willing to be the first to come up, and he's got some great news to share. And also helping to hopefully get, you may remember we had a Key Club student who would come and give us updates about activities at the school, so working on that as well. So just invite you up, yeah.
Thanks, Gary.
Good evening. My name is Gary Roberts. I'm the interim superintendent of Coos Bay Schools. I'm super excited to be in that role and to be here tonight. I got two items for you this evening. The first one is I'm going to have our high school member to our school board come up, and he's going to give you a quick update on happenings at Marshfield High School. We have also a student that is our board reporter for Destinations Academy as well, but they had not started as of our board meeting, our last school board meeting, so he'll be joining next month. So I'm going to have Warren Labine come up and just do a brief update on happenings at Marshfield High School, and then I'll talk a little bit about Kara.
Great, thank you.
Come on up, Warren.
Hi.
Sorry, this may take a second. But I can get the pen out. Okay. So over the course of the beginning, we've had on events. We have fun in the fields, starting at 12 o'clock at Post Office Saturday. We are announcing the opening of Mythology Club on Thursday. And we have, let's see, for sports, we have Jackson Stovall as a top 4A runner in state cross country. We have volleyball, defending state champions. They had a home opener Thursday and beat Pleasant Hill on Wednesday. The football team started at 3-0. Girls soccer, 2 great wins, and we have much more players. Boys soccer, first, they had their first 8-0 win in quite a while. For first football game versus Sayusla, great atmosphere and converging clubs. Our new cell phone policy has been installed for this year, and we've seen, well, no cell phones. And then, let's see. As for class opinion by Connor Littner, we've had more time for work in class. This is due to a new schedule change that has been made. Choir and band members increased. Zach Lake and Owen Hoffman. We've had sports increased. Zach Lake. And we've had new staff and good hiring by Ms. Johnson. All right. And then as for the boards, attendance recognition board will be made, honoring those that have kept a commitment to attend the school. And then I believe that will be all for today. Thank you.
Wonderful. Thank you very much for the presentation. Appreciate it.
All right. Other reason we're here tonight is back in April, we were honored to have Kara Davidson, who at the time was the principal at Eastside School, is now the principal at Sunset School. Kara was awarded the 2025 Coalition of School Administrators, otherwise known as COSA, Elementary Principal of the Year for the state of Oregon. It's a huge honor, very well deserved. Kara's done a great job of turning around the data that was at Eastside. She's gone from, or her school, excuse me, at the time, has gone from 20%, 30% of their kids reading at grade level to last year getting up to 60% of their kids at grade level. Their math scores last year for kids that were at grade level increased by almost 50%. And we were just notified last week that Coos Bay is going to be, East Side School, is going to be recognized by the Oregon Department of Education for improved attendance last year. They were 53% regular attenders in 2023-24. That number jumped to 70% in 2024-25. So all outstanding accomplishments for East Side School and for Kara. So I wanted to take a moment tonight to have the council recognize Kara Davidson for her 2025 Elementary Principal of the Year.
Congratulations.
Thank you. This is the third time I think I've been recognized in public for this, and it's just as uncomfortable every single time because it's not my award. It's obviously, it goes to the staff of Eastside School who worked really, really hard to make that happen. Certainly, I can take some credit for putting people in the right places, and so I can do just like a smidge of that. But that's certainly their award and our students' award. It's quite an honor nonetheless, and so happy to accept on our Eastside behalf. And now with Jacob, I have a lot of work to do at Sunset, and I'm excited to do that, be a part of that team. Thank you.
We have an award for you here, Kara, acknowledging. I'm going to have Councilor Cribbins actually bring that to you. And we just want to thank you. While you are very humble in your remarks, it takes a good leader to put people in the right place, and those are really impressive stats. So we congratulate you and wanted to take this opportunity to thank you for the work that you do on behalf of the students of our community. Thanks.
Thank you.
Done? Can't smile anymore. Good job. Yes, for you.
Thank you.
Thank you so much, Gary. Appreciate it. Okay, the next item on the agenda this evening is the adoption of Resolution 25-33, authorizing Phase 2 of the City-County Shared Urban Growth Boundary. And Chelsea, I'm going to let you talk about
Yes,
this
good evening, Council. As you are aware, the staff has been working together with the Department of Land Conservation and Development over the last year or so through the Regional Problem-Solving Process, we refer to it as RPS, to address our city's complicated urban growth boundary history. We have Hui Radomski, our regional rep, here tonight. Just for some reference, a UGB, an urban growth boundary, it includes land area outside of a city's limits that is there determined to be needed. It's planned for future city urban growth. Council last discussed this matter in May. The consultant CSA Planning presented their findings and their recommendations about a path forward as far as an RPS work program. That work program has to be authorized by both the city and the county before going to the Land Conservation and Development Commission for final approval. So this morning, the County Board of Commissioners approved what you're seeing here in our resolution, and so tonight we're asking Council to do the same. And then the next step would be that we'd work with DLCD to finalize that work program, work with DLCD to get the needed funding to pursue this Phase 2, and then bring it to their commission for approval. There's a 3-year time frame. We'd have to have this work completed, and you'll see the end result would be that our urban growth boundary would be formally, officially amended to include the areas of Barview, Bunker Hill, Bay Park, Charleston, and Millington. So if council desires, we're asking authorization for the resolution.
Great, and we appreciate Wei being here this evening. And I know Mayor Benetti has been very passionate about this project, and I imagine that it won't take 3 years to get this done with his encouragement. So, Mayor Benetti, I imagine you might have a comment or two in regards to this.
I agree. I would love to have it, and I would hope that my encouragement can get it done sooner, but I don't think it will be able to get the funding that's necessary as much as I wish. With that being said, I know the funding is a part of this. Last time, Chelsea, I remember it was going to be $650,000, and DLCD said it would take 2 sessions of legislature to get it, which is 4 years. So how are we going to meet the 3-year time constraint?
So Hui can help me out, but we are currently in the process of working together to get the 2025 DLCD technical assistance under wraps to help start this project. And then I would imagine we'd come back in the next biennium, if not completed within 2 years,
to finish it out. And so I think DLCD is committed to supporting the city through this process.
Yeah, I know they've been supportive of it. It's just what I think it's lacking is the funding, if I understand correctly. And you said there's 3 years to finish this. So if we don't get the funding in 3 years to finish it, are we going to be in the bind or situation?
Yeah, I apologize, Mayor. The DLCD has committed to provide the city funding through its technical assistance program, grant funding program. So we feel we do have the funding to complete it in the time frame.
So we'll get the funding through a grant, it's going to be a grant that we have to repay?
No.
Okay, good. All right.
So we're getting a grant from DLCD to complete this project. Is that right, Chelsea?
Correct.
And no cost to the city other than time.
Time, yep.
Wonderful. It's very exciting. Thank you, Wei. Appreciate that. Councilors, any other questions? Okay. With that said, I will entertain a motion.
Make a motion that we adopt Resolution 25-33, authorizing Phase 2 of the City-County Shared UGB RPS Long Range Planning Project.
Second.
Okay, I have a motion and a second for the adoption of Resolution 25-33, authorizing Phase 2 of the City-County Shared Urban Growth Boundary. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Okay, motion carries. Very exciting. Last item on the agenda before the city manager's report is consideration to approve the Second Amendment to Inglewood School Site Intergovernmental Agreement. Nicole.
Yes, thank you. And just a reminder, when we're speaking, to speak in our microphones. A couple of folks are having troubles hearing online. We're almost to the end now, so I don't know how helpful that is. But okay, so just a little bit of background, and not a ton of background, because this project has a life of its own, and it's been around for almost a decade now, if we start thinking about when we started having challenges with the property itself and the owner. So essentially, we, the city and the county and ORCA, the Oregon Coast Community Action, entered into an agreement in which each party had a role to play in bringing this property back into use. The county was able to get the property back with foreclosure of unpaid property taxes. And the city came in with funding through DEQ's sponsorship option program to pay for the cleanup. And ORCA at the time had determined that they would be able to build some low-income housing and a head start there. That was nearly 5 years ago. And ORCA has since passed on their interest in this agreement to another developer. They had, for several years, applied for state funding under grant funds to support low-income housing development, and their project just was not selected. We know it's a really competitive process. In fact, the North Bend Family Housing Project was one of the that was finally selected in our area. So we recently had an opportunity to meet another development team. They are from the Albany-Corvallis area. We met them at a LOC spring conference, and we've just been engaged with them ever since. They have been also talking with Northwest Housing Alternatives, that's the previous developer, and we found an arrangement that would help all parties kind of be made whole and get some progress on this. On Friday, the County Commission voted to approve this IGA, which amends it to remove Northwest Housing Alternatives and gives them then the ability to transfer the deed over to the city of Coos Bay. So that's the first step. You're being presented what they were presented and approved. We will then finalize the draft agreement between the city, Northwest Housing Alternatives, and Compass Communities. That's the new developing team. And then deed transfer will happen. The new developers believe they can be on site to do some scrub work, basically get the land ready so it can sit over the winter and settle. They should be able to do that hopefully before the end of October, and then be back in the spring to develop homes for sale. Not certain what that will look like, but they're guessing 34 to 40 homes on that site. Still a lot of things to work out, and not a lot of specific details just yet. They have met with members of the team here. Got some good feedback on next steps. So long time coming, but we're maybe making some progress out there. So
That's wonderful. Councilors, any questions? Councilor Cribbins?
Yeah, just to clarify, what we're approving tonight, the Second Amendment is just to remove NHA from the contract. So
Correct.
It's open to add someone else. Thank
correct.
Okay. Any other comments? Mayor Benetti?
Yeah, so, Nicole, the county is going to sign this agreement or contract?
So two of the commissioners were there at the meeting on Friday, and they did sign. And the third will have to, get that signature. But they did approve it.
Well, great. This is very exciting. We can move forward, get this project moving forward. And this is the group, I don't know if they're one of the members that Carmen introduced us to at the LOC meeting at the middle casino. So it's great.
Yes, shout out to Councilor Matthews for bringing them to the city, and what a great, their presentation was wonderful, and we gave them a list of projects that we'd like them to work on, and clearly we're starting down that path, so very, very exciting. If there are no further questions or comments, I will entertain a motion.
I make a motion that we approve the Second Amendment to the Intergovernmental Agreement for Management and Cleanup of Englewood School Site and authorize the city manager to sign. Additionally, consideration to review the draft agreement between the City of Coos Bay, Northwest Housing Alternatives, and Compass Communities Englewood LLC, and authorize the city manager to sign the final version approved by all parties.
I have a motion. I need a second.
Second.
Okay, I have a motion in 2 seconds. With that said, for consideration to approve the Second Amendment to the Englewood School Site Intergovernmental Agreement. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Okay, motion carries. The next item on the agenda is the city manager's report. Nicole.
Okay, well, I'll continue the kind of movement that's maybe been slow, kind of conversation a little bit. I met last week with a company who is interested in expanding and maybe relocating their larger production side of their business here in Coos Bay, and specifically into the JCPenney's building. And we had a roundtable again, bringing folks to the table who can support that, CCD, SEDC, SBDC, all the letters, places, sat at the table and heard what their next steps needed to be, kind of got them attached to the right people. I think it's a great possibility that they would end up here. They're currently a farmer's market vendor and love it here. They have currently are in Roseburg full-time, but looking to come to this community because they've been really supported at the farmer's market. So their goal is a summer opening. So we'll see. They've got to do a business plan and get some financing, but there was strong support by CCD that there was a big possibility. So we'll see. It's been empty for a while. I'd love to see that one back in use. This week we have audit underway, and I just wanted to share we made an interim choice for finance director when Melissa left in May, and just really, really amazed how well Brianna has just picked up and did most of the audit work with her team without a lot of guidance on my part. And so I've given her the step up. She's been doing the work, so giving her that acknowledgement of finance director. So far going well, but it's early in the week. We'll see how that goes the rest of the week. And then the last thing I was just going to share is that I'm going to be out next week. I'm going to be on family vacation, and Chelsea's going to be our point of contact. So I'll send that just as a reminder to you all.
Okay. Any questions for Nicole this evening? No? Okay. Last item on this evening's agenda are council comments. Councillor Cribbins, any comments?
No comments for me tonight. Thank you.
Councillor Kilmer?
The big one for me is Sunsets and Sandy Shores this weekend at the Bay Area Fun Festival. It's one of the largest festivals on the coast, and it includes a car cruise and a vendor market, the Prefontaine 10K. It's the 48th annual Prefontaine run, and of course the Bay Area Fun Festival parade happening Saturday and Sunday. So come on down, live music, all kinds of fun stuff happening. It's a fun festival.
Okay, Jacob?
Just to say another congratulations to Kara Davidson. She is the new principal over at Sunset where I'm at, and there's already been some really awesome changes, not just to the physical structure of our building. We got new lights and new painting, and it's beautiful, but also all new systems, and Kara's rocking it, so it's good to always see her shine. So, and then finally, I would love to have Gary come back, our superintendent, and give maybe a follow-up presentation to what our former superintendent gave, which delved a little bit more into our successes and where we're going as a district. I think a follow-up to that could be good for the council.
That was definitely the intention as we move forward, but the opportunity to acknowledge the great award just kind of trumped giving more details. So.
That's always fun to hear from the students too. So thank you for popping up and speaking with us. We'll look forward to hearing more from you.
Great. And I assume that would be semi-annual as we have our other reports as well, Nicole? Great. Mayor Benetti, any comments this evening? Thank you, Mayor Benetti. Councillor Stevens, any comments this evening?
Just a quick one to also congratulate Kara. Well deserved. I'm really happy to be able to celebrate her here. Congrats.
Great. Councillor Matthews, any comments this evening? Thank you, Councillor Matthews. And I think everything that needed to be said has been said. So with that said, I will adjourn the meeting. Thank you.